Hi Taurus, happy birthday to Taurian sun signs. This is our general reading for May 2020. The Tower card at the center of the reading, the Five of Chalices crossing that. I did shuffle and meditate with these before, actually for a couple days before starting your recording, Taureans. So this is definitely what's at the center of the Taurus birthday reading, though it is not just for sun signs. Happy birthday to Taurian sun signs, but this is for Taureans of all kinds. Certainly King of Crystals on the bottom of the deck, King of Earth. Really encouraging me to believe that this is definitely our message beginning. I'm sure of it. So it is also for Taurian moon signs, Taurian, okay, the Nine of Shells, Nine of Chalices, which tried to come out once already, is at the top of the reading in our crowning thoughts. So this is also for Taurian moon signs, Taurus ascendants. Maybe you have your Venus, your Mars in Taurus. You could be a Taurus of any kind or just feel called to the reading this season. So we have, for the general reading, release. Release and revelation at the center of our reading, Taurians, because a lot of us are having trouble releasing something, someone, for a lot of us, and because it does require hope and readjustment. It does feel like a loss. It is going to require a mourning period afterward, but it is a revelation for you and for the other energy, the other person, for a lot of us, that you are releasing, because it is less you letting go of them and it is more you releasing them. It is not just about the lessons that you have learned from having this person or this energy around you. They also have other lessons to learn that they can't go on to learn when they're stuck in this, what's coming through as a quagmire with you. And with us, you know, that message is, you know, I say that with that message being as much for myself, I'm sure, as I am a Taurus. And so it's about a lot of this message is of course, as all of these messages are, a lot about shifting our perspective about that in particular. So the Nine of Shells, the Nine of Water that I already showed you, Nine of Chalices in a more traditional deck, is in your crowning thoughts. It is representing what we know when our ego is quiet. And we see gratitude and fulfillment. In the recent past, the Ace of Water comes through. A new emotional beginning. An opportunity for true happiness. Happiness is noted on this particular deck. The Paulina, Cassidy, SpirtSong tarot deck. Love this art. I'm not sure that this lighting really does it justice, but it's a beautiful deck. Abundance is also noted on this particular version. And in the root of the situation, you have the King of Fire. A masculine Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries energy, perhaps, that has called you to action. Or maybe that's a part of your own chart. Likely for a lot of you. Sagittarius actually coming through strongly. Because this release that we were talking about at the center of your reading comes in the form of the Tower card. Comes in the form of a glaring truth becoming so obvious that something in the situation has to change as a result. Maybe many things notice this truth because it is so bright, so real, as opposed to the facade, the mask, whatever was covering that truth before, right? So vibrationally it stands out, but also just, against whatever lie, falsehood was there before. This truth it's something that can't be ignored. And so likely more than one thing is being released, because normally this truth, when it's the Tower card, right? And a lot of us know this about the Tower card, that truth is something that will shake your reality up. And so normally, like this chameleon here, you're forced to leave the entire situation that you're in because your new truth is so loud, right? A lot of predators are about to spot this animal now. And so if that animal is not going to go back into hiding, then it should, take off. And so just as a symbol there, it's normally that what is so true and what is revealed is too true to remain in that situation. And so for the person having the experience, if you're experiencing that truth, maybe that many things fall away all at once, right? You have to leave that situation that you're in, or lose and release, readjust after releasing so many things that need to leave. And if they're people, again, it's not just for you. They have lessons to go on and learn as well. So it may be this fire sign, this Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo here that you're having trouble releasing, or this may be the type of individual who has really inspired you to see a truth, reveal a truth, speak a truth, live a truth in your present current situation. That means you can't ignore the other falsehoods around you any longer. I think for most of you, this King of Fire has actually brought in this opportunity, this new emotional beginning. So this could be a partner in business or in your personal life, a romantic sense, or as a friend, a roommate, something like that. Maybe more than one of those things. And I think their confidence has been contagious. Their optimism, their confidence has been contagious for you. And you have, again, either in business or your personal life, or both, this new opportunity as a result in the recent past, as a result of that optimism, that very bold, confident energy. And I think that's what's given you sort of the courage to go ahead and look at a truth, the truth of what needs released in your life, even if it is many things that need released at once. Right. Nevertheless, that doesn't mean, you're very accepting of what's happening here, but the Hangman is in reverse here in your inner world. That doesn't mean you're not having trouble letting go. So that makes me think a lot of you are trying to rationalize not releasing what the truth has already revealed needs released. And the message does keep coming through. That if this is a person that needs release, the other person has lessons that they need to go on to learn as well. Bottom of the deck, you have the Four of Earth, Four of Crystals, which we will talk more about, but comfort and security are noted here. I think about... I do think about protecting one's boundaries with the Four of Earth. In this case, it may be too much, being overprotective of your boundaries and wanting to hold on too tightly to those things that need released, wanting to hold them too long, keeping someone or something when it's time to be released. In the near future, you have foresight and exploration noted on the Three of Fire. This is you taking the next step forward in a direction you've already chosen. So I see you moving forward on this chosen path of releasing and readjusting. But this message is very much about how difficult it is for you to do that. It's a new emotional beginning, opportunity for happiness. There's nothing negative about it. You're being resourceful and innovative and optimistic. And this could be, like I said, in personal life, business, or for some of you both. There's gratitude and fulfillment on the table. But it is very difficult. Very difficult for you to release someone or something here, or multiple things at once. And it so much so that it is feeling like a sacrifice to you. In your outer world, you have the Emperor, focus and stability. It's in reverse as well. So for a lot of you, it is an Aries or a divine masculine of some type in your life. That could be a boss, could be a father figure. It could just be a masculine of any kind, maybe a partner of some kind, not necessarily. Your advice card is the Justice card, also reversed, noting truth and clarity. Above all else, if it feels like something unjust is happening, if it feels like something abusive is happening, if it feels like something false is being presented as truth to you, likely you are sensing that correctly in regards to this situation. And then we have the Four of Fire, from the 3 to the 4. Comfort and, I believe, community there. A happy, peaceful, very inviting, welcoming, balanced, stable home with much to celebrate and be grateful for. This is in the more distant future here. So this reading, we're going to let this get a little bit long since it is your birthday reading, Taureans, though again it is for Taureans of all kinds, any Taurus energies. So we will talk a little bit more about all of these and maybe draw some more cards if we need to. Okay. Taureans.
1 second.
Let's find out a little bit more about the reading. Let's get a little bit more information on the Emperor reversed, I was going to say. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Earth, and we already had the Ace of Water in the past, right? So that new emotional opportunity showing up in the recent past. I also would like a clarifier on the Justice card. Just a little bit more information about that piece of advice for Taureans. Okay. So for some of you with that Ace of Earth showing up on the Emperor reversed, it's as if you have a new opportunity, a new physical, earthly opportunity to improve your wealth, your health, because you're releasing a divine masculine energy from your life, or a divine masculine energy is already missing. So there's this new earthly opportunity, new opportunity for, as I said, greater health, wealth, because there is a father figure, an authority figure, as again a boss, not present in your scenario. So maybe some of you are moving up at your workplace, for instance, because your boss is unable to be there for some reason, or is just no longer there for some reason, right? The clarifier on the Justice card reverse is the Three of Swords. So again, as I said, if you think something unjust or even abusive is happening in the situation for you, it's likely that your intuition is on point at this time. You did also get the High Priestess card. That's the clarifier on your crowning thoughts. So the clarifier on the Nine of Chalices, Nine of Water, indicating that your own intuition is telling you that this release, this truth and release, this loss and recovery, this mourning, readjustment is necessary, and it is for your own emotional fulfillment and happiness, your satisfaction. This is the way that you are able to take care of yourself, show you self-love at this time. It looks like someone is being dishonest. Someone is abusing power in this situation, with the Emperor reversed in your outer world, and then the Justice card reversed as your advice. Notice who that is. Someone may be deceiving others because there's some type of a three-party love situation going on. Now, if that's you that's allowing that to go on, or if you know who that is in the situation, then that is who is being pointed out as somewhat, abusive here, unjust, for sure. So just to let you know, Taureans, if we're looking at the signs on the table in the reading, there are Scorpio vibes, Pisces vibes, Libra, we said Aries already. Pisces, for sure. If we're interested in that, I would never get too hung up on the signs. I usually say that, or I say it a lot anyway. But I do, you know, it's your birthday reading. Let's get just a couple more cards out for this message. I'm interested in that 3 of fire in our near future. I'm excited about it. The Sun card. The 3 of fire, indeed. Foresight and exploration. This is about exposing yourself, exposing your own truth, receiving clarity, and being willing to be seen in that clarity, if that makes sense. So, you know, you want to be open to receiving truths, even if they cause you to release many things and it feels like much is falling away. But you also want to, you know, give yourself permission to live that truth, speak that truth, stand in it, you know, be seen as someone who is, you know, now living a new way, now embracing a new truth. In that you will elevate yourself, and through elevating yourself, like this giraffe represents for us, you will be able to see your way forward. And it is literally an instance in which it seems that you need to elevate yourself in order to see the way forward, if that makes sense. So you need to raise your vibration, I would think. You need to elevate your state of mind, be one with this these crowning thoughts that we see, what your higher self knows when your ego is quieted. How much you have to be grateful for, the reality of what needs to be done for your mental, emotional, spiritual health, in addition to your physical health. For some of you, how long your intuition has been telling you to release whatever's being released. We'll get one additional card on that King of Fire, the King of Acorns, and the root of the situation as well, which I suspect is actually different. So we'll see what message is coming through the strongest, because I do suspect it's different for different Taureans, right? Interesting. So for some of you, this is all stemming from needing to release a fire sign, who I think, you know, you were, who was playing mental games with you. Maybe with themselves. And it can be an aspect of yourself, of course. Yeah, and for others of you, they were only playing mental games with themselves, and it wasn't so much with you. They weren't really well. So that tells me for a lot of you, it is that fire sign who needed released, and maybe it is that person who was in some way abusing the power then that they had over you by playing the victim. playing woe is me type of cards that they knew would get your attention. If it was some type of romantic or just personal emotional situation, it looks like this that person may be very heartbroken still at this point in time. For others of you, if you are dealing with a Libra specifically, is there some type of a three-party situation that they don't know about? Because if not, then there may be one that you don't, possibly. Possibly, but I don't read this as just solely a love reading. I just, since it's a general reading, there are going to be different threads coming through. If you're dealing with a Scorpio specifically, if you identify the person you're dealing with as a Scorpio specifically, I think they're keeping a very close watch on you. Whether you're aware of that or not. But regardless of, which signs you're dealing with or a lot of this sounds like it's negative for that person that you may be dealing with. Ultimately, you are still left with, as I said, foresight, exploration, and the Sun card. Your own greatness being realized by taking the next confident step forward on a path you've already chosen, in a direction you've already chosen here in the near future. That's confidence and true happiness realized as a result of taking advantage of this opportunity for true happiness in the recent past. Some of you just need to release the guilt that may be associated with that. Embrace that your intuition has been nudging you in this direction, telling you how to take care of yourself, that you deserve for yourself to be taken care of. And then ultimately, as we already said, you're headed toward this comfortable community, home life, family life, peace, stability that seems like a natural result of that happiness sort of blossoming, right? That just, it seems to fall in line like dominoes, gently knocking over. And you have four here, 2 aces, so 1 may be particularly significant around this time, or 44 may be particularly significant around this time. Those numbers might hold additional messages for you, or just have some specific meaning for you. There's another ace below that, so 111. Oh, and we had the Ace of Swords end up on the bottom of the clarifier deck. Again, this truth that can't be unseen, can't be unknown, can't be ignored is very bright and cutting, sharp, able to knock much else away. And it brings an ending. So that is four swords on the table, actually, or I'm sorry, 4 aces on the table. Yeah, so 1-1, 1-1-1, 1-1-1-1. All of these could hold additional messages or just have a particular significance for you, Taureans. Let's get one additional card from the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. We're not quite at 30 minutes yet. One more piece of advice for Taureans in and around the month of May 2020. The 10 of Fire. This card speaks of mastery, Taureans. So what I see is that above all else, this card is reminding us that mastery of anything else in our life requires first a mastery of ourselves. And so we return to the first piece of advice we received, and I see something else here now. With the Justice card in reverse, a message that if we do not allow the precise and impartial truth, which can often be cold and biting, if we do not allow it, though, to cut away the untrue in our lives, then we break our own heart. Then we're miscommunicating who we are and who we want to be to the multiverse, to everyone around us. So then the lies that we live as a result are something that we directly called in, right? And so I really see a message here that this mastery of ourself requires an honesty, and it requires that which the justice upright would represent. Impartial truth. Allowing the impartial truth. The precise and impartial truth to cut away the untrue in our life. We refine ourselves through chiseling away with the truths that we find. And so enable ourselves to not only master certain aspects of ourselves, but then master those other things that we seek to master that are outside of ourselves, that we have to reach for. Right? If it was, this fire sign, or just this very bold, fiery, passionate energy in the root of the situation who had to be cut away, keep in mind that the sharing their energy was not good for you. It looks like that person was unable to be honest with themselves. And so, sharing that energy all of the time could only hinder you from this level of mastery and honesty that we're talking about approaching personally. So this had to be shed first. There had to be a level of detachment, at least in that relationship first. So we will leave it at that, Taureans, for your 2020 birthday reading. I do hope that the needed insight, or at least some of it, was able to reach you, and thank you so much. If you're interested in personal readings, just scroll down to the description down below, and I will have another reading up for you just as soon as I can.